Good afternoon, Hillcrest family. Kade Meyerhofer down here on the top range on a gorgeous sunny day at Hillcrest Country Club. Here to talk to you guys about stance and setup. I know grip goes right in there with that. We have a previous video coming along with that. That'll go over the fundamentals on those. So we're going to sit here and talk about stance and setup today. So working from wedges up, okay, we're going to work through our bag going to the longer clubs. So stance is something we work on with everyone on our lessons. I'd say 90% of our lessons involve adjusting or making a tweak to a stance. So the biggest part with the stance is making sure we got a solid base and a solid weight distribution, okay? We're gonna be on the balls of our feet. We're not gonna be in our toes. We're not gonna be in our heels. We're gonna be on the balls of our feet, nice and balanced, about shoulder width apart. So got the shoulders about feet right on my shoulders. My weight's even. I'm solid. I'm athletic. And next comes with the setup. So we'll say we're with a 9-iron right now, okay? So with a 9-iron, we're gonna have the ball just in the middle of the stance, just a hair forward, anywhere in that range. We're not gonna go nothing too crazy to where we're gonna get up towards that front foot or back towards that back foot. We're gonna get that ball right there in the middle, just a hair in front of middle, okay? With that, we're gonna have our hands favoring that left thigh. What that does is, I hope the camera angle can show, is it creates that shaft lean. Shaft lean being the shaft moving towards your target, okay? So we're gonna create that shaft lean. That is imperative for a lot of our irons to have that shaft lean to start. Because that impact, we wanna be here. Have our hands ahead of the ball like so, body ahead. So we're gonna give ourselves a head start and let those hands rest just on that left thigh with that ball right in the middle of that stance, okay? Working up from the body, we've talked about the feet, talked about the hands, the ball position. Now we're gonna talk about our butt and our back, okay? I see a lot of people out there, we all do, with kind of a more hunched over setup. You're looking down at the ball. We wanna have a nice solid back, straight spine, somewhere in that 45-degree angle department, nice and straight. We're solid, and that butt's gonna be poked out. We don't wanna be straight up, hunched over ourselves. We wanna get that butt out under us and let ourselves get over the golf ball, okay? So that spine's pretty straight, that butt's out, my weight's distributed, got a little bit of knee flex. We don't want too much knee flex. I see a lot of people kind of down there like a infielder. Wanna make sure we bring that stance up, get nice and tall, nice and athletic, and we're ready to go. So balls forward, or hands are forward, balls middle, my stance looks good, and that's just for the 9-iron. As we work our way up, 9-iron, 8-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, we're gonna see this ball move, okay? We're gonna see this ball move closer to our left foot. That doesn't mean our hands are gonna move. So we used our left thigh as a benchmark. Now that left thigh is gonna remain that benchmark the whole time. So as I move up in my in my clubs, my hands are gonna remain on my left thigh, favoring that left thigh, and that ball is gonna slowly work forward, okay? So if right here, I'm probably looking at about a 7-iron, just split in the middle and my front foot, okay? I'm splitting that difference, but my hands are still on that left thigh, creating that shaft lean. We want that shaft lean up until our 4-iron, okay? We don't want to see that shaft lean when we get into the woods, and I'll get there in a second. But for all of our irons, we want to see that shaft lean created, okay? So in being that, we're gonna see more shaft lean with the 9-iron than we do with the 5-iron. That's exactly what we want, okay? Alrighty, so as the ball's moving forward and our hands are staying on our front foot, we're gonna see that shaft lean decrease, okay? As that shaft lean decreases, this is now when we get into our woods, our hybrids, our fairway woods. And with that, with the ball moving forward, our stance is gonna get wider, okay? So as you can see, I've kind of done it on my own. I've been widening my feet as my ball moves forward. That's kind of a good thought to have across your bag, is the higher you go in golf clubs, or the longer you go in golf clubs, the wider we get this stance. Being the widest with the driver. So we'll go from a 9-iron to a driver, end of the spectrum real fast to show you. So with the driver setup, pretend this is a driver, these feet are gonna be just outside of my shoulders, okay? So I've moved probably from here to here, 1.5 inches, somewhere in that range, both feet moving outwards as a max. That ball's gonna be just inside my left foot. And what I like to do is give my left foot a little flare, okay? So as you see with all the other stances, I've had my feet going straight the whole way. With this driver, I'm gonna allow that left foot to flare just a tad. And we've talked about using benchmarks. I'm gonna use my heel as a benchmark to know where to place my ball. You see a lot of people who put that ball too far forward and right onside that left foot. I think it's a little too far to have that, so that's why I like to have that left foot be a flare and go right off that inside with that wide stance. And as you see, my left hands, or not my left hands, my hands are gonna remain in that same spot favoring that left thigh. So I have no shaft lean, and that's exactly what I want. As that ball moves forward, my hands stay the same place. It takes the shaft lean out for me, so I don't have to worry about where my hands are. I'm using my benchmark. That ball's on my left heel, my hands are on my left thigh, and my shaft is dang near parallel to me. So we moved up the bag pretty fast there from 9-iron to driver. The biggest thing I want to take away from that with you guys is having a solid base and weight distribution, okay? We talked about the ball changing and your widths changing as you move up. Your weight distribution with your balls of your feet being not in your toes or your heels is gonna remain the same. Also with your butt being under you and that straight spine is gonna remain the same. Those two will not change from 9-iron to driver or any club you move to. That's a solid base. That's something we wanna work on in every golfer to get a solid setup and stance, okay? So that being the same, that's consistent. The only variables are the ball position and the stance width. Thank you guys for tagging along today. Hopefully that was helpful and informational. Like we always say, any questions regarding this stuff, give us a call in the shop. Hope to see a lot of you guys soon. I know we've been seeing a lot of you, and stay safe and healthy.